Hi there, in this tutorial I want to cover digitizing your own geological map in Inkscape. It's going to be broken into several parts. The first part here just covers setting up your document. So what I want to show you first is just bringing up the layers panel. So you go layer, layers. There's a wee trick with this. The actual edge of the panel is just beneath this opacity slider. So if you drag that down, you can see how I've set up this the structure of this document. We can add layers here, can subtract them, raise them up and down, that sort of thing here. And you can see I've got my topo map above my unit colors and unit boundaries. You might want to have the unit boundaries above the topo map, but it doesn't matter too much with digitizing because you won't have this topo map visible. You just show this at the end when you're kind of finished. So the next thing we want to do is import our topo overlay. So with this topo map layer selected, we go to File and then Import. And we're just going to use this St. Bathans map we made in the last lesson. And we'll just go OK. Then I'll just move it into the frame. Now this is if I go to File, Document Properties, just to verify, this page is an A4 page, and that kind of matches this one, which is an A4 page also. So that's kind of good to see. Just want to kind of keep an eye on this sort of stuff so that we don't get something that's not going to export and print very well. With inconsistent sizing and scale, you want to keep those consistent when you're dealing with maps and cross sections, that sort of thing. So now we've got that one there, just put it here. We can lock that layer, and we just want to bring in this scan field maps next. So the same sort of process, File, Import, and we're going to use this one here. We go Open. Now here we get prompted to either link or embed the map. Generally I prefer to link them, but then if you do link you have to keep them in the same folder hierarchy. So it's a good idea to just keep your Inkscape document and your scan map in the same folder, and then it should be fine. Or if you're particularly concerned, you can embed it. So that's kind of popped up there. Now if I try and get that in this sort of the right place, and I'll just use Control and scroll to zoom in. You can use these zoom tools here. You'll notice that the scale's a little bit out for this scan map. That point there should be there. So we are going to have to adjust that, and the easiest way to adjust it is to first kind of all line up a kind of piercing point in the, say, in the top left, so somewhere around there, and then if you just click on it, you toggle between, if you click on the scan map, you toggle between rotating and scaling, and then we're just going to hold down Control when we scale, and then bring that down a little bit. It's not gonna, and we'll just use the keyboard to move it around. That's not quite right. I was just using Shift there to pan around there. You can also use the should be a no. Okay, I'll just scale this a bit more. Oh. I'll take a couple of tries to do this, just as you scale and then reposition. and just a wee bit more, always holding down control to keep the aspect ratio the same. And that's going to do for me for now. So I'll just zoom out a bit using control. And now that we've done that, we'll just lock that layer. We'll keep this one locked, this topo map, but we'll actually just hide that now. So this is what we're going to digitize. So keep listening and watch the next video, which will cover some of the digitizing.